What's up, peeps? It's your boy CJ, and welcome to Watch Out 24/7. Today we're going to be reviewing the Casio Duro MDV-106, the legend. Don't mind the scar, it happened just before the video. Let's get into it.
All right, let's get straight into some housekeeping. The Casio Duro has a case size of 44.2 with a lug-to-lug of 48.5 and a height of 12.1 mils. Casio Duro also currently goes for around 50 USD and anywhere between 80 to 120 Australian dollars. Now let's move on to the actual case itself. Okay, so the Casio Duro has a case material of 316 ounce steel, which is fairly standard in the industry. The case finishing is much to be desired. It has some very fine brushing on the top of the lugs with a little chamfer running down the side edge of the case, meeting with some polish along the sides, as well as some brushing on the back. Nothing too fancy here, but definitely meets the bill when it comes to the price and value of the watch. The bezel has some grip, but if we're being honest, is quite smooth, making it very difficult to actuate or turn. However, the feeling and the tactile resistance on the bezel is more than ample, more than enough. A little bit of back play, but again, for the dollar amount, it doesn't get any better than this. So let's try this one on. Okay, so for me, the Casio Duro wears pretty well. I find that the lug-to-lug meets just the edges of my wrist, making it fit just okay, but any larger and I think I wouldn't be very happy. This might not suit wrists that are much slimmer than mine. I'm rocking a 7.3¼ inch wrist and wears pretty well. Now let's talk legibility. I mean, it doesn't get more legible than this. With that stark black with a gray sunburst, meaning those white indices with a little bit of rays on those applied indices, gives a lot of light play, making this extremely legible. At a quick glance, you'll be able to tell the time with no issues at all. Now let's move on to the Lume. Or should I say, the lack thereof. As you can see, the Casio Duro suffers in the Lume department, barely producing any type of glow. It doesn't even last very long. I would say this easily would struggle in the middle of the night to pull out your watch and have a little look. However, daytime wearability, extremely legible. You won't have any problems having the time. Okay, moving on to the pros and cons. This watch is almost perfect in my opinion for the price. We have to understand you're looking at something anywhere between $50 to $100 and you're getting one solid watch with 200 meters water resistance, a real bezel that gives you that tactile feel, a reasonable strap while giving you also a screw down crown. It really doesn't get any better than this for the price. I can't stress enough what a solid watch it is, whether it's your daily beater, a diver that you rely on, or even something you just want to wear casual but you want to feel like you got something solid on the wrist. This watch really meets all of that. Now onto the cons. I mean, the Lume is disgusting. It's not even worth mentioning. It's so bad. It just doesn't meet the mark. When it comes to the size, again, I feel like more people would prefer a smaller size. But please don't be intimidated by that lug to lug, because the watch does wear fairly close to wrist, and besides that, it also gives off a smaller diameter because of that larger bezel. You know, the watch wears quite nice. Something more of a, I would say, 43 or 40. Yeah, 43 more than a 44. So that's something to consider. Other than that, I don't really have many complaints. It hits the markers on every shot, and it's a pretty solid watch.
There it is. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't be too harsh, and don't forget to watch out. See you next time.